Three, two, one. What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze tonight?
In the House of Craze tonight, we have a very special guest. He has a very special book. It's going to be a good time. Mr. Ray Jameson's on the show tonight, aka DM Ray, as you guys may know him. We're going to be talking about the Madcaps, and we are only 4 days away from the end of your campaign, Sam. So we'll talk a little bit about that. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. Feeling good.
Optimistic.
Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. Yeah, you want to do it. Catch the craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man, Barrett. And I am what?
George the Dreamer Medina. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. It is Tuesday, March 10th. Whew, we are almost through the middle of March, bro.
It's ridiculous, bro. It's
and
ridiculous.
we have another great episode for you guys tonight. What up, Michael? And we're going to be talking today to Mr. Ray Jameson. He's got a really good book called The Madcaps. Issue number 3 is coming to Kickstarter soon. He's 4 followers away from reaching 135 pre-launch followers. So make sure if you're in the chat, just hit that follow. Hit the link that we're going to put up there and hit follow. Follow the campaign for when it launches. We'll find out when it launches tonight. We'll talk a little bit about the story so far. And then, Sam, you're almost done with the with your campaign, which ends in a few days. But before we do all of that, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel, comment, like, share, do all that fun stuff. It helps the channel grow and do our thing. We have a QR code up here on the upper left-hand corner. If you're watching this on your computer and you have your phone handy, just point to that bad boy. That'll take you to the campaign. Make sure you pledge. Sammy is you're almost at what, 50 backers, dude? And like $2,000 from the stretch goal or something like that. What are we doing?
Yeah, man. We are 5 backers away from unlocking a free Art of Cosmic Wars digital sketchbook for everybody. And we are a little over $500 away from unlocking the 5x7 print of Gorf versus Lord Evil and raffling off the OG itself, the original 2003 printed edition of Cosmic Wars issue 0, signed by me. And we'll be raffling off once we get to $2,000. And so there's a lot of stuff that we get to 50. We get some free stuff. And we get to $2,000. We get some more free stuff and a raffle. And tonight we're raffling off because we broke the 40 backer mark. So we're raffling off. And if you want to know what we're raffling off the forbidden bag. So
how come you're blurry?
This drawstring bag right here.
How come your background is blurry?
Huh?
Why is your background blurry?
Because I did that.
Okay. Cool effect.
Because I did the blur. Yeah, so we'll be raffling this bad boy off to one lucky backer tonight. So I'm telling you, it's got some cool stuff, man. I want to unlock some stuff. And again, if you've been thank you to everybody who's backed for Cosmic Wars. But if you've backed Duty, if you've backed Forbidden, the same guy, there's Duty right there. He's in his hero costume. He is representing for Gorf. He's trying to rally the troops. So again, if you've backed either one of those campaigns, They were created by yours truly. So if you like them, you're going to love Cosmic Wars. So, and if you think it deserves more to get to 50 backers or more, then pledge. Pull that trigger and pledge tonight.
Yeah, man. It's almost over. It's almost over. 30
All right.
days have come and gone, just like that.
Although we've come
It's almost
to
over.
the end of the. Come on, George.
Yeah, sure. The 90s were a fun time, dog. The 90s were a fun time. You know what's going to be a fun time tonight? It's going to be a fun time, Sam.
We're going to have me some fun.
We're going to have me some fun. Before we bring in Ray, just
hey, Ray, what do you say?
Quick update. Issue number 6 of The Adventures of Wonder Duck hits stores tomorrow. So make sure you pick up issue number 6 at your local comic book shop. If they haven't ordered the book, tell them to order it. I've received quite a few reorders of the book. So that's awesome. So thank you very much. You guys are really getting the word out. So thank you. Go to my website, check out getyourmeds.com and get your hands on the first issue of The Shameless Plug. The retail edition of the book is out now at my website, and you can pre-order the graphic novel right now as well. So thank you so much for all of those who have already pre-ordered the book. That should be out in August. So big shout out to Joseph Olesko, the artist on the book. He's about 20 pages away from the 140 page mark that I have set for this graphic novel. So I'm very excited. Thank you very much for all that. Sammy, you know how hard it is to put these books together. You know how long it takes to draw these things. And he does it all like you do, right? He does the pencils, inks, and colors. So huge shout out to Joseph Olesko for keeping the schedule going, man. I really appreciate him.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. But it does take a lot. You know, it's funny because I have a lot of pages that are flatted, and it's the other stuff, the textures and the tones and the shadowing and all that takes forever, right? So it's like every time, flatting is easy. I'm like, bang, 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 and then I walk away, and then I'm like, that's a lot of stuff I got to do, right? And so I have to be in the mindset to go to that phase, right? So thumbnailing it, I love, right? Inking over my thumbnails, I love dropping the flats, I love the other part, because then I always forget because I'm not as organized as some other colorists, so I always forget where I put the brushes, right? I'm like, because I have so many brushes, I'm like, all right, where did I put that one? And I'm like, which row? And I'm like scanning, I'm like, oh, there it is, and I'm testing, and so you're always going to test with the lighting and the all that stuff, and so it's like a lot of it's trial and error. Sometimes like I did one today. I was working on waiting because I got home early. And I didn't like what was happening. And then I was like, scrap it, did it over again. I was like, oh, that brush sucked, right? So, but yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love.
Yeah. No, I hear you, dude. Big shout out to everyone in the chat. Oh, Chris, what up? Mommy says hello. Tell her I said hello. Hopefully she's feeling better. It's past my bedtime. Yes, it is. It'll be past my bedtime really soon. But yeah, Sam, now I'm excited, man. I can't wait for you to finish the issue number 0. Hopefully we can jump into issue number 1.
Issue 0, issue 1 will be in the fall. Issue 0 is now, and then we go into issue number 8 of Designated in My Toilet for the summer, and then for the fall we'll end the year with Cosmic number 1, and then we'll start the new year with issue number 9 of Designated in My Toilet, and we'll just go back and forth.
All right.
This way
you're gonna be busy, bro.
I'm gonna be busy. It's like it's a lot of drawing. I know, it's crazy, right? And it's like I just need a month off to be in the mountains of Montana with my draft table, and just draw, just uninterrupted, no human beings bothering me, none of this social media stuff, just lock myself in. If I can do that, I can finish the entire book in 30 days. But if with all this, it takes me a couple months.
Michael says, awesome con is this weekend. That's in DC, right, Mike? Are you going? We're supposed to be doing a convention next month in April, and unfortunately, I think I mentioned this last week. Unfortunately, the roof basically collapsed on the dome where the place was going to be.
Oh,
it's going to be a wrap.
The snow?
April. Yeah. So it's going to be wrap for that April con. It's the Super Jersey Comic Expo. The guys are awesome, though. Obviously, they're going to. They gave us options, so we can either move that over to next year, or they're doing a summer show in August. It's a 1-day show. You can move you can move it to that table, or go pay half of that table and half for next year's table. So
was it during spring break?
What next? It was This year was supposed to be April 18th.
So is that during spring break, right?
I don't know. I haven't been.
Because the only reason why I say that is that I would have pivoted and just talked to like the local schools and try to get a gymnasium.
Well, apparently, yeah. I mean, no, you know what it is though. It was huge, man. They were doing that. They had a lot of people that they had coming to the show. So I don't know if they would have been enough. Yeah. I just found about. Oh, you just found out about Awesome Con? Yeah. That's in DC. They say it's a pretty good show. I was watching a video. You know how you do your video, Sam, of like where you just like recapping conventions.
Yeah.
And there was a gentleman, I forget his name. He was talking about the Emerald City Comic Con.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, when are they gonna stop calling this thing a Comic Con? Because it's not a Comic Con. Yeah, he was going in on it. Yeah, he was going in. But anyway, we could talk about that after we talk to Ray.
Yeah, man. Yes. So it's time to bring in our guest. Coming from the far reaches of the planet. So let's bring him in. What's up, Ray? What do you say?
The end of the road.
Ray's still singing. He's still the deep voice.
You had me singing that this whole time. I'm exaggerating a little bit.
Mr. DM Ray.
I've got to give some congrats for Cosmic Wars. It seems to be doing pretty good, man.
Thank you.
It's pretty awesome. I'm always happy to see people do well. As you guys already know, I do reviews. I like seeing people just do the awesome thing, and it's really cool to see that come to fruition for you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Jay. Listen, Ray, speaking of awesome things, man, the Madcaps, dude, and we're gonna get to that. I want to talk a little bit more about you, but the book is great, dude.
Thanks, man.
I read the 2 issues. It's a 3-issue miniseries for everybody watching. 3-issue miniseries. The 3rd issue comes out, and we're gonna find out when it comes out to Kickstarter. But the first 2 issues, solid freaking reads. They move really fast. Because remember, so it's funny, a little pulling the curtains back a little bit. And so Ray sent us a message yesterday. Hey, have you guys had a chance to read the thing? And I like to read it right before we come on the show, so it's fresh in my mind because I have terrible memory. But I was running late, dude. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm not gonna be able to finish this. Sure enough, done. It was done, Ray. Finished it. What's gonna happen in number 3? Tell me when we get off.
How about we're gonna have melee, magic, monsters, mayhem, and a macabre of mischief, and definitely not the mundane.
Wow. He said the macabre, bro. You gotta look that up right now.
He used M's for all of it. You see that?
There you go.
This guy's smart. You got a smart one here, Sam.
I know. I was like, where's my thesaurus?
It's showing off over here.
I was like, ChatGPT, help me.
Just sing, Sam. Just sing. Just keep singing.
To quote my interior to quote my interior artist for issue 2 and 3, Victor Medina, he really enjoys my script, especially because it isn't like forced action all the time. He says I'm brave enough to slow it down to justify the action later, and having that nice ebb and flow and a good balance. Issue 3, we got to wrap it up. Well, everything else is justified. It's time to throw down the gauntlet and go.
Right.
So we got lots of action. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah. You mentioned, Ray, that you do reviews of other people's work, right? So let me start there. I think a lot of the folks who maybe are watching this show, they might have already seen you in other shows. I've seen. I mean, you've been doing the rounds, man. You were on JD Calderon's show. Good friend of ours, JD Rosario, was on there. You guys are on that Friday night show that he does. You were on Comics for All. Like, you've been doing your thing. So I'm not. If anybody's seen Ray already, give us a really quick. Just how did you get into this? The whole review thing. Like, give us a synopsis of your background into this whole thing.
Well, long story short, I've liked comic books rather since before I can remember. I have an older brother, and just like any younger brother, you're more or less the sidekick to your older brother's likes for a certain handful of years of your life when you begin. And through the 80s, you have things like, I've said this on other podcasts, but there's this unholy trilogy of comic books, action figures, and cartoon networks that combined forces and found the ultimate way to bleed parents' wallets for their children. And if you like this, you'll like it expressed in this medium too, and you're going to love it. So throughout the 80s, there was a lot of that going on, not just in comic books. I realize I have a washer going on. Can you guys hear that or no?
Can't.
Awesome. It wasn't just specifically comic books, but they all had some type of odd overlap. So there's a lot of the classic cartoons, Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, Transformers. I loved Brave Star, Silverhawks, and so forth and so on. But they also riddled throughout that was lots of different superhero cartoons. Between the 80s and the turn of the century was this evolution of refining and taking pride in the product, not just trying to get a cartoon for the kids, but actually having a cartoon that the kids are going to like. That's not necessarily the same thing. It was a really cool thing to go from corny Super Friends to Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill in Batman the Animated Series, and then eventually at the turn of the century, 98, we had Blade, X-Men in 2000, and then the big springboard being Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man in 2002, to the big powerhouses they are now. And all of that through the whole time, I was always reading these books, and I love the ultimate expression for me is a still picture with words. Picture's worth 1,000 words, and in my opinion, a picture does a lot more than a motion picture will ever do. No disrespect to that medium, of course. And through this whole time, I'm into my 40s now, and I've always wanted to express a story in the form of comic book. I've never really had that opportunity because of other life responsibilities, but at this stage of life, it's become more of a forefront, and I'm happy to dive in. Between that and doing reviews for others, it's just really cool to be in this network, talking to you guys, talking to everybody under the sun. The last review I did, I just released yesterday. It was for a book by Doug Marcada. You guys know that name?
No.
That is the guy.
The book?
You guys ever watch Forged in Fire?
No. Did you, Sam? I've never watched.
Basically, a bunch of blacksmiths make blades, and one guy tests them out. The guy that tests.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You know, the guy is like, your blade will cut.
Mm-hmm.
That guy made his own comic, and I just did a review for it.
Nice.
He actually put a like on it, which I'm flattered. He has like 1.7 million followers, and a little old me. So I'm flattered I got his attention. So that's really, really cool.
That's awesome.
But from big celebrities like that to the average like the every guy, the everyman, everybody in between. It's just really cool to talk to all these people and be part of this really neat network of camaraderie, of people wanting others to do better. And I'm glad I took this plunge to do this mini series, because I've definitely had a lot of really good experiences going into this.
Did you find that in reading all of these books and reading, because it's like you said, from the professional to the indies, right? In reading all that stuff, did you find that helped you put this story together?
Well, this story is actually based off of the first homebrew tabletop RPG that I ever ran with my friends. Okay. I'll give you a little backstory on this. So almost 20 years ago now, I moved across country for work opportunity, and I left everything, family, friends, the works. I was in my early 20s at the time, and I figured I wanted to make sure that I was as self-sufficient as possible. I forced myself to grow, essentially. I wanted to just jump in the water, see if I can sink or swim. I mean, I could always go back to my parents' house, but I didn't want to I didn't want to be stagnant, I guess is the best way to put it. So I just forced myself to grow. But leaving everybody, I was always looking for excuses to hang out online via webcams. We started playing Dungeons and Dragons. I made this campaign completely what they call homebrew, meaning no modules or anything. And because there's no modules, everything I have to establish, the lore, the history, the people, the settlements, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think I bit off more than I could chew, but there's definitely a lot to chew. So that realm that I created, I still play D&D games in it. And to this day, I have one D&D game going on right now off the coast. These people are stranded on an island with pirates chasing them. And then halfway through this campaign, it's revealed one of the players is actually the captain, and the other pirates had a mutiny against him. So everybody thought they were all getting chased, but they're actually just chasing down the captain, and nobody knew this kind of thing. It's a really wild, fun story. But over time, I needed to express this lore, this story, and I really wanted to do it in a medium. I thought I've always wanted to be on the creative side of a comic book, and I started putting the script together. One of the coolest things, the biggest difference from the comic compared to the actual game that we played 15 plus years ago, or started playing, I should say, is I took out the characters that the players are playing as, and I injected in my own. So there had to be some alterations for all the obvious dynamics. But with that said, I was actually pleasantly surprised how nicely the story melted together as I wrote it out. When I was finished writing it and going back and looking at it, it just felt very right. While I was writing it, I used an online platform called Roll20. I made my own board and I put all my pieces on and I moved them around for reference to help me understand what I wanted to write. And Victor Medina, my interior artist, he claims, I can't take credit for this, but he claims I have one of the easiest scripts for him to translate onto paper. So that was very comforting for me. I've made the joke before, I have a little bit of CDO, that's OCD alphabetized, but I try to be very concise in my communications. So it seems to be swinging the way I want it to go.
Before I ask you what the story is about, you said something about the script and how Victor finds it easy. Do you do panel 1, panel 2, panel 3? Describe what's in the panel, how many, the dialogue or whatever, or are you giving them just page 1? This is what's going to happen in page 1. Figure it out. This is what's going to be said. Leave enough room.
So I do. It's like a hybrid of the two. First, the first thing you said is, okay, panel 1. These things have to be seen and make sure there's room for these people to say these things. I definitely have that. But I also disclaimed to Victor, I trust your instincts.
Right.
So if you feel these 2 panels would look better as one, or I know you have it in this perspective, but I can make it more dynamic this way, I'm all ears. I want to see what you have. You're the guy. I want to see your flair in it. I don't want to be so controlling that I choke out your style.
Okay. Yeah, no, and let me ask you real quick what the story is, because I do want to get into the difference between issue 1 and issue 2 art-wise, right? And why we went and why the differences. But what is just real quick, what is Madcaps about? And just give us like a quick pitch.
Okay, so the quick pitch is 4 friends that are meeting back in their hometown. They haven't seen each other in quite a while. They're in the wrong place at the wrong time, and help guards stave off an undead outbreak. It is believed by one of the 4 main characters that the outbreak is started by a local drug called weave. Issue 1 and 2 is the individuals just chasing small leads to figure out where the origins of this outbreak are, and if these 2 dynamics of the outbreak and the drug issue floating around, if they're connected or mutually exclusive. Issue number 3, there's a lot of big surprises, and I'm definitely looking forward to talking more about it when it's finally released, rather. One thing I can say, and you'll see it on the Kickstarter pre-launch, these fellas find out there's a necromancer trying to curse their hometown by sunrise. So they're basically racing the clock. They're not the mightiest of guys in the realm, but if they do nothing, they'll never be able to look at themselves in the mirror. Just like anybody around their friends. If your friends are around, you're going to be more yourself. You're going to be more expressive, the person you want to be. And basically, even if they try to go on a detour and get assistance or help, they'll be wasting critical, valuable time. So it's just kind of like a Hail Mary of these 4 friends that are exhausted. This is getting towards the end of the night, and they're basically trying to hunt down this individual before the sun shows itself again.
And that's what I enjoyed about the storytelling, right? Because the first issue, you tell us a little bit, and you do this very well. People complain about, oh man, that's too much exposition. People hate exposition, right? Oh, exposition. But unfortunately, when you are writing a story that nobody's ever heard of, you have to find a way to put exposition in your story so that we know what we're talking about. And I feel like you found a way to do that in simple conversation, between two characters. That almost was like something that you and I would talk about. And then, all right, but what are you doing here? What's going on? And you just go right back into the story, which I thought worked really well, dude. Like I really enjoyed that because it actually, I was like, oh, I know why he's doing that. But then I forgot. I was like, all right, but I knew he was going to come back. And the way you made it come back was fun as hell because the first issue really puts you into like a quick battle, boom. And you automatically know what the trouble is, right? And so we're off and running in this adventure, which I think you did a really good job, bro. And
Thanks,
like,
man.
was that something that you outlined, or again, I know you played the D&D game, and I know that there's I've never
Basically,
played
how did I format it and translate it to the
Correct.
comic?
Yes.
So basically, what I did is one of the stories from a homebrew campaign. I organized it into beginning, middle, end. Now, the funny part is, originally I wanted this to be a 2-issue, not a 3-issue.
Really? 2 issues.
And the reason I went to 3 is I felt it was far too sardines. It was too compact. I know in a lot of cases, and this is no disrespect to the larger comic companies, sometimes Marvel and DC, if they need certain issues to overlap in a certain month, like say 2 different monthly ongoing, there might be some filler pages to stretch out maybe 2 issues into 3, for example. I felt when I had it as 2, I was doing the opposite. There was too much condensed. I didn't want it to be like early, like 1950s Justice League, where there's more speech than there is art on the panel kind of thing.
Right.
So once I knew where it was going and then broke it down, and I knew I treated it as 3 acts. It's that I just did it very, my approach was very simple in that respect. And once I knew where I was going, I started writing, okay, by the time issue 1 ends, it has to end here. And then I would write towards that end and then look back. Okay, I'm happy with where it is. Issue 2 has to end here. And then I would gauge it to match accordingly. And then issue 3 it's a couple extra pages longer. So I just stopped it when I felt it was right, as opposed to trying to make it fit like the other 2.
Yeah, because the other 2 are 28 pages, I think, each, right?
Yes, without any ads or anything, or the cover or anything, it's an even 22, but there's some nice art on the cover too.
There is very nice. So now let me ask you about the creative teams, right? Because in issue number 1, your penciler and inker was Evan Quiring.
Yes, Evan Quiring.
Yes. Okay, and then colors with Dan Camp. You kept Dan Camp, and his brother, I think, came along to do that.
Yes.
And the letters were done by Micah Myers.
Yes.
So Evan, was he like, as far as like going to Victor at that point, was that just a scheduling thing? Because we all suffer from it, right? Like sometimes we got to change art teams because of time constraints, whatever it is.
Yes.
So what was the whole, what happened there?
So you're hitting the nail on the head. We all respect to Evan Quiring. He's got a couple of really good projects on the go. You can look up Lucha Mysteries, which is really wild. It has to do with Mexican wrestlers and alien spaceships and a bunch of other really wild stuff. He has another one called The Murder City Devil, which is a modern interpretation of Spring Hill Jack, an anti-hero essentially, and all the different cryptids come out of the woodwork as villains and stuff. Really cool story. Those are his babies. When I reached out to him originally, one of the reasons is he's a Winnipegger like myself up here in cold Canada. He happened to be available. But with that said, eventually I need to get to issue 2, but he has his own stuff. And who am I to force him to work on my things? So I either have to sit and patiently wait, or move on. I wanted to complete the story, and so Victor Medina came into play. And Victor, he did a very good job of running in pace. Like I said before, he appreciates the format of my script and the level of detail that I communicate to him. It's one of the things I really love is creative constraints. If you have a couple, it's amazing. Too many, and it's, like I said, it chokes out the artist flair. I use this as a joke. If I said, imagine a painting on a wall, most people are going to take a while to process what the painting is going to look like. But if I say, imagine a painting on a wall with a frog holding an umbrella, looking at a sunset, right away, people are going to fabricate something in their mind of what it looks like. And what I gather from what Victor has said is it was more or less The creative constraints were just enough where he can look at book one, internalize what I'm communicating to him, and then go. They're very, very seldom have I had to have any edits for Victor, and it's quite impressive when you really think about it that he could pick up from somebody else's work and then continue on while expressing himself, of course, as well. Really cool balance. Shout out to Victor Medina, of course, or Victor Medina. Apologies. Yes.
Yeah. And he actually, they complement each other, because until you said that, I was like, oh yeah, right, that's a different artist. Like, they really, the artwork, it's not like a big, like, you notice the difference. Sometimes you look at a comic, be like, wow, this is two completely different artists. Like, this is crazy. Like, what happened here? You really couldn't tell. Like, you guys did a good job, like, seemingly, putting things together. Yeah, it's really good. One of my favorite pages, actually, in the second issue, is when you have, I think his name is Chasco. Is that his name, Chasco?
This one?
Where he can see. Yes.
Everybody loves that page, man. We got a T-shirt, I think.
Yeah, wait, flash it up again. I was on the other. I was looking for it on my end. You said this one?
Oh, I was acting it out. I was putting my
yes, that one. Yes. Good acting.
I believe
good
that's page 6. I believe that's page 6.
Yeah, where he has all of the, because he can see he's having a vision and he's seeing these things.
Yes,
was that in the script, or was that Victor? Like, you kind of like.
All I said to describe that one is I wanted Chasco in the middle, and the panels around him, I want what he's seeing through his pet. So this 3-eyed albino crow named MX they're surveying an area before they try to sneak in and infiltrate it. And so all I said is I want Chasco concentrating in the middle. I want you to show the panels around. This is what I want the panels to look like. And it was like one sentence for each panel in regards to description.
Gotcha.
And then on top of that, like, obviously, wow, Victor, great job. And then the nicest thing, like, Dan Kemp on the colors there. Dan Kemp, who's colored like over 100 issues of Spawn. John Romita Jr.'s run on Amazing Spider-Man. The list goes on, and I'm so humbled that these walking pieces of veteran or history or whatever you want to call it, these guys took a chance on me. But for him, even to just make the views through through MX eyes in that page, it's almost like it has a lens over it, which I thought was really cool, because it gave a bit more depth and separation from Chasco concentrating in the middle, and kind of separated it from the other ones while showing it all at the same time. Like, these guys, their talent, man, it's just staggering to see what these people can do.
Absolutely, man. And it's one of those things where, like, the colors could totally kill that page, or make it look the way it looks in the book. And it looks great, dude. It's like I said, it's probably my favorite page. Thanks. in that book. So issue number 3, you're bringing it to Kickstarter, just like the other two are. When are you launching this bad boy?
April 16th. That's on a Thursday. It's the day before my 15-year anniversary with my wife, and 2 days before my wife's birthday. So if I miss one, I've got the others in the bag. So a lot of big ones here, finishing up a comic, and then more important things, apparently. And
there you go. Wait, is it a 30-day campaign?
Yes, it's going to be 30 days. There's certain things I can't talk about yet, and it's just torture. We got some cool add-ons. We got some covers that haven't even become public yet. There's lots of good stuff coming out. Awesome,
brother. And the unsung hero here, man, for me, is also the letterer, dude. Like,
yes,
big shout out to Micah Myers. I love how, like, what you guys did with the first page of every comic. It looks like a comic book, like, that I used to read back in the days, where the box at the bottom, Philbo Publishing. Shout out to Philbo Publishing.
Yes.
The Madcaps, and then Pearl's Vices Part 2 or 3. Like, it looks like a comic. Like, you're about to get on board with a comic book. So big shout out to Micah. Great job.
Something I really appreciated as a kid. In the 90s, I had a love-hate relationship with modern 90s comics at the time. And the reason for that is there was a lot of growing pains from what Image did, where Image came out, and I mean, it's literally in their name. They were all about the image, the art. Nothing wrong with that. Their art jumped off the pages. It was magic. It was awesome. But lots of people started not really caring about story. And I felt until the turn of the century, great example around that time, Brian Michael Bendis with Ultimate Spider-Man, that kind of put the balance back to how it was. Story is important. I mean, just recently, Todd McFarlane talked about, I can have Michelangelo doing all of the pictures and my dog write it, and I can get more sales that way than the other way around. And I think that's only half a statement. If I were to paraphrase his statement and complete it, art sells books, story equals legacy, and you need both. Where I'm going at is, during the 90s, I was always looking back to 80s comics. I was always in the back issues, in the bins, trying to collect like certain runs, certain series, and I always loved the format of that first page, like you pointed out there. That certain format is it's like saying Royal Canadian Mounted Police, like that's so Canadian, right? Like it's just a thing. But that first page format is just a delicious like statement, and Micah hit it out of the park, like you said.
Yeah, no, he really did. And you know what? I mean, you know, shout out to the artist also who gave enough room on the page for him to be able to do that, you know, with the splash, but then still have enough room where you can put all those other things. Because like you mentioned it, right? You have all this great artwork, but then you cover it up with all these word balloons. And that's what things were back in the days. And to be able to have that balance, it's so important for a letterer to be able to be like, I don't want to hide your art. So give me room so that I can. And I feel like Victor did a very good job at that too. I feel like his style of art also lends itself to, you know, more room on the panels.
Yes,
such things as
he's smart with his spacing.
Yeah, big time, man, big time. So April 16th, man, it's gonna be a big day. You have 131 followers. Let's get some more followers in there, guys. You know, you were trying to get to 135 by today, Jay. Is that right?
Yeah, that would be pretty darn awesome, I think.
Yeah, dude.
I'm at 132. Thank you, whoever followed that. I appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot.
How were the other campaigns, man? Were you pulling your hair out, like, you know, were you like going crazy?
What hair? So the first one, before we launched, I had 112 followers, and by the end of it, it had 148 followers. Issue number 2 didn't have as many, but I made a little bit more money. This time, if I hit 148, I'll tie best for followers pre or post launch, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
I appear to have repeat customers, people that are actually appreciating the story. I'm flattered. Phil Russert, you already gave shout out to Philbo Publishing. He's told me that when all 3 are finished on Kickstarter, that he wants to put it into distribution. So I'm beside myself. I'm very flattered that the story must be half decent. Like, who am I? I have somebody at work. I've said this on other podcasts. My friend at work, he says, I'm a big deal. If you don't believe me, ask me, I'll let you know. And I don't want to be that guy. I can tell you with conviction, I appreciated writing this. I've got a lot of good feedback, lots of pleasant surprises, like certain dynamics that people talk about. I really liked this, or I really liked that. And it's really interesting getting the feedback and like accolades where they were not anticipated, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. Have you come across somebody who said, I really like that, and you're like, yes, you got it, like that's what I was going for? Like, have you had those moments yet?
I've had a couple people read the entire script, all 3 issues.
Okay.
And the feedback I got from them, it's hard to get feedback from somebody off of one issue, because I know as the issues progress, their viewpoint's going to change, and they have questions and certain dynamics. But for anybody that's read the entire script, there's certain parts where this feels very nefarious. Or a really interesting thing, the first time I showed the script to anybody, the person came back to in his responses, and he felt he didn't trust Chazgo. And the reason he didn't trust Chazgo is, yes, he's secretive. Yes, he's kind of hiding in plain sight. But in my original draft, I didn't have any narration. So in order to give more humanity to Chazgo, I had him narrate the first issue through a letter. So therefore, people feel like they're with him more in the story. There's a lot of different like unforeseen dynamics that was really cool to to hear an accolade about.
It's interesting you say that, man, because like one of my favorite books is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, right? And like and she writes that book through letters as well, right? Dr. Frankenstein's sending letters, or not that he's sending letters, and you wrote this that way. And you know what? Now that you say that, it works, and I love it that way. I feel like it also would have worked without it, and I would have been okay.
I think
it.
so.
But I like the fact that you added that. But now that I think about it, I'm like, wow, you know what? If you took that out, you probably, I think it still works. And I think that's what I enjoy about the story. Like it's very, it could go either way. That like that.
Something I try really hard, and I've heard this a lot in story writing, and I'm sure many have, is the whole dynamic of show where you can instead of telling.
Yep.
And one thing I tried really hard is a lot of people interpret show as not saying anything. I try to show through dialogue as though I'm not telling. And I think you were kind of hinting at that earlier.
Yeah.
A really bad example of showing using dialogue, Star Wars The Force Awakens, when they have here's our Star Killer base. Well, isn't it another Death Star? No, this is the Death Star. And it shows the Death Star and the thing. And it's like literally just talking to the people watching.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like, excuse me, I had a drink and pop too fast here. But it's a very tough thing. But if it feels natural, like here's another dynamic. All of these characters that I wrote, they're based off of people I know loosely. With conjunction of things that those specific people appreciate and want to be, and kind of muddle them all together. Because of that, I knew exactly how they'd interact with each other. So one great example of that is Sarlacc and Madrakas bickering during the skirmish in the very first issue, where we should be doing this. No, we should be doing this. And then the tide of the battle shifts. It's not their favor. And they start arguing, like taking complete opposite stances on what they should be doing. Or another one where Chazgo gets coked into disguising himself as a woman to help infiltrate into a compound, which is definitely humorous. But one of the cool things in issue 2, where Sarlacc is writing to somebody only known as Zara, he writes about that dynamic. He says, I'm glad I got to leave, because Madrakas and Dunnan together usually throw caution to the wind if you can make a good story out of some mischief, which they do there at the expense of Chazgo. And it just plays out. It felt natural to write it. And Victor, Dan, and of course, Micah, their translation to it on the page is what I was looking for. I'm very happy.
Yeah, they did a great job, man. They did a great job. And I think you're going to do really well with this book, man. I appreciate you coming on and talking to us about it. The campaign's going to run, you said 30 days, right?
30 days, April 16th to start.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Good luck with it, brother. And
thank you.
I can't wait to read it. I'll be supporting it for sure, man.
Right
Absolutely.
on.
Yeah, man. Fantastic.
Yeah. So, hey, anytime you want to come back, right, you have the link to the Calendly. Book yourself on there, and then come on over and, chat with us again.
Awesome. Thanks to all the viewers here. If you're looking for me, you can find me on Facebook as DM Ray. Instagram is Raymond the DM. You can also find the Madcaps Facebook page, which is almost at 500 followers. And just to quickly wrap up the description of this book, anybody listening, if you have friends that you don't get to see as much anymore, that you really want to, it might be to a level where seeing them in a parking lot for 5 minutes as they pass through the city is like recharging to your soul. Man, I really needed that. That very dynamic is expressed through the theme of fantasy, through the medium of a comic book. If any of the last handful of sentences that I've said resonates with you, I guarantee you will appreciate this book for what it is. Go to the pre-launch, hit follow. Even if you can't support me financially, if you just click on follow, you're going to be influencing the algorithm in my favor, and you'll be helping out in ways none of us will be able to fathom. So stay tuned. It's going to be a good time.
Absolutely.
Well said, Ray. Well said, my brother. You stay safe out there. Stay warm out in Canada.
It's getting warmer. It's only at -4. We're good.
Only.
You'll be all right.
That's in Celsius, by the way.
All right, Ray.
Thank you very much. It's great to be on. Thank you, kindly. Talk
buddy.
soon.
All right, that was DM Ray. Cool, man.
Ray, man.
The Madcaps. Link is in the chat. It's also in the summary. Go and check it out, man. Give it a shot.
Yeah. No, awesome book, man. Awesome book. Issues
It's
1 and
hard
2,
to
really awesome.
explain to people that don't understand Kickstarter that even if they don't have the means to back it, even just by signing up, it helps because it pushes it forward, right?
Right.
The more
Yep.
people that click on that Kickstarter campaign, the more that Kickstarter recognizes that the algorithm and pushes you forward. When
Mhm.
you don't get that, it's a slow process. It's painful because you'll get lost. I mean, it's how many times we're looking for if you hit search on if you just put comics in the title on Kickstarter, you'll scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, and you still won't run into your damn book
Yeah.
because you didn't have that number of people to push or to sign up.
Mhm. Mhm.
But you can't
Yeah.
explain that because if you don't know Kickstarter or I don't know, it's hard to influence the mindset around that.
It's a double-edged sword too, though, man. Like, because like if when you have over 100 followers on your pre-launch campaign, right? I think internally, and I think it's subliminal, like it's subconscious, I should say. The expectation for us is that, if I can get, I don't know, a percentage of these people to come on, I should have a good campaign. And then you see the over 100 followers just sit there and not do it. It's like, oh, and now you're adding followers.
Yeah.
More people are following, but nobody's
More people are
pledging.
signing up and yeah. Well, the campaign's line, it just keeps growing, but they don't pull the trigger.
And that gets, frustrating, from the other side. It's a double-edged sword. You have the followers, it's
Yes,
it's a
Kickstarter
whole
says
thing.
that you should have a few hundred signups because only about 10% will actually pledge.
Wow.
Right. So when you think about that, right? So and then when you look at it, I mean, I think right now it's only 26%. There's a huge population of people that keep signing up every day. It grows, right? But what percentage of them are waiting for the last day?
Right.
And what percentage of just following it just to follow it? So they don't. You can't control that, and you can't communicate to those people that follow it because they don't get the updates because they didn't back it.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure, man, for sure. But your campaign is live for 4 more days, guys. It ends on Sunday, March 15th at 8:23 p.m. Eastern
8:23
Standard
p.m.
Time. Yep, Eastern
Yes.
Standard Time. You're at 1546. We're very close to unlocking the $2,000 stretch goal. 45 backers, 5 backers away from another stretch goal. But we have a raffle tonight, Sam.
We have a raffle, bro. We have I'll do the screen. The screen share. We do have a raffle tonight. There's the campaign right there. Again, there is some new featured time-lapse art on there, but I really want to show you the what we're trying to unlock. Right. So really it's we have 4 days left. We're down to the last 4 days. And we still have an opportunity to unlock that 5x7 print of Gorf battling Lord Evil, which is fantastic. And if we hit the 2000 mark, we're going to raffle off issue number 0 from 2003, first printing edition, full color, signed by me. And we're 5 backers away from unlocking that Art of Duty sketchbook digital download. Everyone will get that if we unlock that. And then we get to 60 backers, which if everybody that signed up shows up on the last day, we can do this. And in fact, if everybody who signed up, we can get to over 100 backers. But that's just me thinking optimistically. But so that one will raffle another set of gold foil forbidden trading cards, and then anything beyond that, we'll figure that out later. But I just wanted to show tonight we're raffling off. We do have a raffle tonight, and we're raffling off the forbidden bag. Let me take off that blur in the background.
Lou Pond says a double-edged sword. That's Mr. Pointy. And when do we raffle off George? What?
Wow.
What are they gonna do?
Strangers in the night. All right, so we're raffling this off tonight. It's upside down. Yes. So this bag, the drawstring bag, this is a really good raffle, bro. So we're raffling this off tonight for one lucky backer. So we got a lot of stuff going on, but again, it's really about the story. Gorf is my hero. He's been with me since I was 12 years old. He's evolved from imaginary friend to to a friend with character, and then he was Scrungy, then he became Cosmic Gorf, guardian of the Athenian star, defenders of freedom. And so I'd love for you to join and read the book. But yes, without further ado, we're going to do this raffle. Let's go to that raffle. Let's move this screen and get to this screen. There it is. And I don't have names, but I have the numbers. So, and I'll tell you who the winner is in a second. So we're going to hit that spin. Round and round we go. Where it stops, nobody knows. Bam. All right. Let's see. And if you already know who you were, then you would know what backer 7? Is that 7? 7. Backer number 7. Lucky number 7. Let me look that up real quick. The Homer Bear. Oh, no, I need backer report, not dashboard. Sorry. Backer number 7 is Scott Early.
Okay.
Scott Early, backer number 7. I got to write this down.
Nice. I was going to say the physical backer, right?
Physical backer. Yeah, these are just physical backers. So Scott Early got this bag. So congratulations to Scott Early.
Yay!
Yes. So that's pretty cool. So we have 3 winners so far. We had Arelis, we had Jay Salazar, and now Scott Early. Pretty cool.
Snap. Nice.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Nice.
Let me write this down. Scott Early. Winner, chicken dinner. Again, if my computer stops freezing. But yeah, so we're down to 4 days. Sunday night, I think I'll be on the last hour of the campaign. I think I'll be on JD Calderon's podcast Sunday night. So join me there. Yeah. But
you gotta tell JD to pop your stuff up early before the 8:23. Because I think his show starts at 7:30. So you should have a few minutes before it ends.
Yeah.
You don't have late pledges open, right?
What do you mean? Late pledges? I do have late pledges open, yes.
Oh, all right. So you'll be fine.
Yeah, I do have late pledges open. And so congratulations to Scott Early, win of the bag. But again, we are 15 backers away from another raffle. We are 5 backers away from everybody getting the sketchbook, the digital sketchbook. And we are $454 away from not bad, from unlocking the next stretch go and raffling off issue 0 from 2003. So again, Cosmic Wars, if you've been watching my live feeds and you've heard all about it, and it's a hero story. It's a story on multiple levels. It's really about finding yourself and really finding the courage within yourself to face, insurmountable odds and in an uncertain universe where there's chaos and there is deception all around you. You don't know who to trust. And so if you guys were saying it, that old school comic storytelling, this is what that is. And if you're a gamer, this is definitely for you. If you love adventure and sci-fi and fantasy, this is definitely for you. So give it a shot, man. And to everybody out there, everybody who's been following us for years, if you believe that it should be more than 50 backers, then pledge. And again, there's a lot of great stuff. We have some amazing covers by Lou Pons and Marco DeFilo. So it's pretty cool.
Yo, what's that final countdown bundle?
The final countdown bundle is pretty dope. So if you haven't seen it, let me pull it up on the screen so you guys can see it. The final countdown bundle is pretty cool. It is really awesome. It's the final count. So you get the blank sketch cover plus any 2 covers of your choosing. So when I send you the survey, you'll tell me which covers you wanted. So it didn't matter what the cost of the cover was. You're getting any 2 covers of your choosing. Plus you get a print and your sticker. So you're getting 3 covers, the sketch cover plus 2 additional covers out of the 4, and a sticker and a print for the final countdown bundle. That's a steal. And then we also have the mystery bag, right? The blind bag. For $20, you get the blind bag, which is you get one cover. You don't know which one it is in the bag. You get a sticker, a print, and something random in there. There's guaranteed to be a fourth item, but you just don't know what it is. Could it be a sketch card? Who knows? You know, so that's a great deal for anybody who wants to start off. And you get a nice branded bag with that. So again, so 2 new items. And then there's for the international backers, if you're watching, you know, overseas and you're like, I don't know, you can get everything I've ever done digitally at a digital bundle. So you can get volume 1 of Disney in My Toilet, volume 1 of ARG, Catch the Crazies, Forbidden, and issue 0 of Cosmic Wars. And they're all available as add-ons as well. So you can get them individually, digitally. And then if you are, and then this is some other stuff I added. So Psycho Sal, if you're a fan of Psycho Sal and you never got the Duty Psycho Sal crossover cover for issue number 8, it's available. There's only 2 left available as add-ons. So scoop it up where you can. You get it signed by me. So all that stuff's available on the Kickstarter. A lot of great stuff, man. And so I'm just excited for it.
Yeah, no, it looks good, dude. It looks good. One of my favorite pages in your book is the one where he's sitting on the ice throne with the sword, aka Mr. Pointy. I love that page, dude. That's a great page.
Is it up here? That one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
That's a really cool page.
You know,
like the way the hair is flowing, you know what I'm saying? You got like, it's really, really cool, dude.
Thank you. You know, it's funny because I screwed up. I was working on a page today and I screwed up the ice because I was using too much of the. I was trying to be Lupin's. I was trying to use fancy brushes and it wasn't working out for me. So I'm going to stick to that style. It wasn't working.
You gotta keep it simple.
I would keep it simple, you know. And but you know, I was testing and trying today, But you know, but yeah, I dug that. You know, it always reminds me of King Conan, right? That's the influence, right? And it's like, you know, when he sits there at the end of Conan the Destroyer, I believe it was, and you see that King Conan, he has the beard or whatever. So, and I wanted that, and I wanted to show him. I wanted to show number 1, concern in his eyes, so he's scowling, right? He's in deep thought. He's trying to be in peace and trying to collect his thoughts, but he's not alone. Right. And he has to deal with that. The fact that not even in the furthest reaches of the universe can he find peace. There's always danger lurking. Right. So imagine what that feels like. Like, I can't even just be alone for a minute, you know? And so what does that do to you? And then how does he survive that? So, you know, the decisions he has to make throughout that, because that can enrage you to do things you don't want to do. Right. Or can have you go into an abyss of just self-pity, or just ultimate rage, and you become a character that you never thought you would become, right? And then you're almost as close to a villain, and you're supposed to fight off the villains, right? So and every scene, I love the blue, I love the gold because it reminds me of like royalty, right? The gold. So I try to show that off in there. And I just love the winter scenes, bro. For one, it's easier to do the winter scenes because when I start doing the jungle scenes and the land, man, it takes forever.
So how many? So within this book, how many set pieces are you going to have as far as like planets? I know you have the ice planet, obviously. You're inside the castle, right? And then, so how many of those themes do you have? Like, you have like, it sounds like you have a few.
You have, you just get, there's a few, because on it, let me 1 second. It's hold on, because you have Crystalia, you have Calderon, you have Drakian planet, you have Quintarian planet, you have Voltaria. So you're going to see where Zanzarax is from. You're going to see where Lord Evil is based out of in this book. You'll get to see Crystalia. And and then the planet that he's on right now. And so you'll see 4 different worlds in this book.
In this book, you'll see the food.
In this book, yeah, not all of them, but you'll see 4 of the different worlds and where the villains are from, and I think this is a really good introduction of what to expect and what's to come, because I mean, issue 0 is really high impact. It's really strong narration, but high visually, it's just like really visually, like it's just a lot of action, a lot of drama. And my goal is that at the end of it, even though it's 30 pages, and it's a 30-page comic book, at the end of those 30 pages, that you're gonna be like, damn it, I gotta wait. That's what I want. That's what I want to happen. When you get to that one, you're like, damn, I gotta wait till the fall. That sucks, right? So that's what I'm hoping to happen. And I hope you come along for the ride. Again, I can't stress it enough. I'm trying to get my dudesters to come over, because some of them haven't pulled the trigger, right? And there's like over 100 people that have back duty who haven't come over for this. I'm trying to convince them to come over, which is why I did that duty as Captain America piece. And anybody who's back forbidden, I'm telling you, this is pre-forbidden. This is pre-duty. This is where it all started. And give it a shot, man.
Yeah, no. I think what happens though, I think people like what they like sometimes. It's like the people who like, Disneyland in my toilet, they may not like this one. But I think that what people have to understand too is that you don't know how do you know?
Right.
How do you know you're not gonna like unless you give it a shot?
Exactly. It's like, what, how do you know you're gonna like everything that Stephen King does unless you pick it up, right? It's like it's that kind of stuff. It's like it's Jim Henson. How do you know you're not gonna like it unless you actually go and watch the movie, right?
And you know what? Like your style, it's not like your style changes drastically. You know what I mean? Like it's your style. Like Cosmic Wars is drawn in the same style as Disneyland in my toilet.
Yeah.
I mean, they are in the same universe. Yeah, at the end of the day. So
Yes.
you know what I mean? So if you like that, there's a very good chance you're gonna like this.
Yes.
And listen, even if for whatever reason you don't enjoy the stories of duty, I think you'll enjoy Cosmic Wars, because it's while the style is the same, it's a different story.
Yes.
You know what I mean? This is sci-fi. This is, like you said, gamers. This is, you know what I mean? So like, just give it a shot. Give it a shot.
The way it plays out, you can definitely see it as a video game. When you start turning the pages, you're like, damn, I wish this was a video game. And that's what I'm trying to convey in every page. Like I want every page turn to be like, I'm purposely forcing myself not to get lazy. Because artists sometimes it's like, I don't have to go as hard on this page, but I'll go hard on that page. I'm forcing myself to make sure that each page spending a lot of time on.
I hear you on that. I think it depends on how much lettering, how many words are on that page. Because it doesn't make sense for you to go crazy on the background if the balloon is going to take up the most of the thing.
No, because I draw it and I wrote the script, I know exactly where it's going to land.
Right.
So it's easy, because that's the first thing I'm thinking about is, so when you see there's a lot of space, right? And I do that on purpose.
No, but what I'm saying is don't kill in other words, don't kill yourself as far as like, damn, this is going to take me a long time to do this, and put all of that detail in that background that's only going to get covered by a balloon. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. No,
that's what I'm saying.
Even like when
you can save a lot of time on that.
Even when I do the lands, the establishing shot with the Kingdom of Crystallia, which is taking a while. It's more captions, and it doesn't cover any of what I want them to see. Like I'm really intentionally focusing on where I want those balloons to cover and what I don't want it to cover. Where it's covering, a lot of the times it's a mountain, it's a castle wall, or it's,
right. But that's what I'm saying. That's why that castle wall doesn't need all of that detail.
No.
You can save some time by maybe not putting all that detail on there. There are certain things that are going to need detail. Like I think the characters definitely, some of like you're doing a great job with the snow and all that other stuff. But I think if, like you said, if you have a wall that's being covered, a mountain, you don't need all the detail.
Yeah, like this piece here.
Yeah.
Where is it? I'm gonna scroll. Like, where is it? This piece right here. Boom. Because I knew there's only one word balloon, right? So it doesn't cover what I wanted to see. It doesn't cover the Symbiote C12. It doesn't cover Zanzarax, and it shows the setting that he's in, right? Same thing like with this scene here. So a lot of my energy is going into special effects, right? I call it special effects, movie effects, right? Movie magic, right? It's all of the pizzazz and the splash and all that stuff, whatever. Same like thing here. I intentionally try not to cover anything that I find is critical to the story, like these guys here. Like I got the explosion in the background. I wanted that to be seen, that kind of stuff. So I intentionally avoid those things, just so that way, because I think that's the best part of being an artist, because I want to protect the art too. You know what I mean? But I think most of my energy is really overcompensating with color.
Well, Lou says when your campaign ends, she will talk about brushes and colors. She's ready.
Awesome.
She's ready.
She's ready. She says, "Class in session, Mr. Vera." Yeah. So no, I'm excited for this. I mean, even like I changed that one, the final panel. I even like this right here. When I finally changed it, I was like, all right, we're in the final week. I want a different image, right? So I put this image there. And that's actually a panel from the book, right? So I just took the panel and I said, I'm gonna make that the thumbnail, and I like it because it reminds me of a comic book.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, in a video game too. Like I grew up with Dragon's Lair. When Dragon's Lair first came out, the video game. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah, I remember video game. I never played it.
It was a freaking cartoon in a video game. It was the first time they took the television set and merged it with the video game, and there was dialogue, and it was 360, and it was wow, right? And so that's an influence. And so I think of that when I'm designing and laying out the pages, especially with Gorf. Like I'm really having a really amazing time with it.
Yeah. That's a fun story, man. It's a fun story. You guys should definitely jump on board. Let's get this campaign to 50 backers.
Yeah,
and
man.
$2,000. Let's do it. We can do it. We can get it done. It's 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days left. I mean, it's exciting. I'm glad that we got it funded quickly. I'm glad that we got to this part. I'd love to break the 50 mark. It'll be nice for an introduction for a new comic book for me. And then hopefully it grows from that point on.
Yeah.
Hopefully people come along. But the QR code's on the top. The link is in the chat. If you don't have the link, I'll put it again. Share it, and let everybody know that you backed it. I think that's the other part of it is, I'm putting posts out there every day because I know the algorithms won't. There's a delay with when people see it.
Yeah.
And
if you're an artist and you just you enjoy blank covers, get yourself a blank cover. Or if you're a fan of indie comics and you want a blank cover, get yourself a blank cover. Maybe you find Sam at one of these shows and get a sketch on it. You never know.
I sold out of most of my blank covers because I have artists that just say, "Do you have a blank?" and they just buy it.
Yeah.
And some of them buy 4 or 5 of them at a pop, and I'm like, "Geez, all right, cool." Like, sure, why not? And they sell them for $20 at the conventions.
Right.
So and then a whole lot more when I'm drawing on it. But yeah, it's
when are you fulfilling this campaign, Sam?
May.
Are you fulfilling it in May? Okay, cool.
Everybody gets it in May.
Right. And then are you doing any shows in nothing in the summer, right? Not until
the only 2 things I'm doing is LitCon, which is I think it's next weekend. I'm doing LitCon.
Oh, shoot.
And
Okay.
yeah, it's coming so fast.
Yeah.
I'm doing LitCon next weekend and then Free Comic Book Day, and then I'm taking the summer off to fulfill this campaign and launch Designating My Toilet issue 8.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah. And just really focus on getting the work done. I think last year the conventions, they slowed me down with how much work I was able to get done and how many books I was able to get done. I really want to get issue 8 done this year and issue number 1 of Cosmic Wars done this year. And because number 1, like I'm telling you right now, issue 0 is the beginning of what's to come. What I have planned in this noggin of mine for issue number 1 is crazy, right? So like I want to take it to the whole another level, right? And so, it's like for me, it's like, it's almost like, like Avatar, right? It's like Avatar did $1 billion, but he wanted to make the second one even better, right? So it's like, you want to be better today than you were yesterday, and tomorrow than you were today. That's the whole purpose of it. And what I have planned from layouts, and like I already started thumbnailing the pages for issue number 1 on the side, and I have these ideas, and I'm like, all right, cool, this is gonna be hot, that's gonna be hot, that's gonna be, so my mind's already on it. I'm already committed to do number 1 for the fall. So man,
there you go. It's coming back.
What's up, Nem?
Coming back. Nem is in the house. But yeah, man, no, that's awesome, man. And listen, if you guys missed the first half of the show, DM Ray was on with us. Ray Jameson, his book, The Matt Caps, is actually has a pre-launch page up. So go to Kickstarter. We have the link in the chat. The Matt Caps issues 1 through 3. This is the final issue of the 3-part miniseries. He's got 132 followers. He wants to get to 135. Let's get him there before the launch. He launches April 16th, so make sure you check it out. Big shout out to Mr. DM Ray, Ray Jameson. Big shout out to him. And big shout out to Philip Russert and Philbo Distribution, Philbo Publishing also, who's publishing the Mad Caps. He's also a distributor, so he's distributing the Mad Caps, and he's distributing The Adventures of Wonder Duck, which comes to comic book shops tomorrow. So make sure you pick that up. What am I doing this weekend? I won't be at any shows this weekend. I won't be at a show. Oh, I'll be at C2E2 at the end of the month. So if you guys are walking the floor, if you have a booth out there, hit me up. I'd like to check you guys out. I will be out there the end of this month, March 27th, that weekend. So that's going to be a good time. I've been thinking about doing it, bro, but I don't know if I want to pull the trigger and, ship stuff all the way out to Chicago. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
mean, it's a 10-hour drive, from here. But
you go with Johnny?
No, I'm going solo. I'm flying now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, if I was to table at the show, I'd drive, because I don't want to, ship all the stuff that I got to ship out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what keeps me from doing that show. But I'll check it out this year, see how it is. See if I definitely will or will not do it. I don't know. We'll see.
I did want to give a shout out to, there's a lot of creators that came out of left field. And there's like, yo, Sam, I see your campaign's going. Let's get you on the show. I'll make it happen. Right. They just adjusted their calendar, and last minute, I didn't even reach out. They just reached out. So that's love, bro. And, so shout out to Peter Palmiotti. Shout out to William Russell. Shout out to Comics for All. Shout out to JD Calderon. Shout out to Story Comics. All these people that came out of, and they say, what, we got you. We want to get you on the show. So I truly appreciate the support. It really means a lot. Thank you so much. Even Ryan Parmesan. Thank you. Shout out to you. It's not easy for me to do a 10 o'clock at night show, but I did it.
10 o'clock at night. Shoot, that's 11 o'clock over here. That's even later.
And what's a big Apple Bites podcast?
Been Apple TV,
Been Apple TV. You're off, Ralphie. Yeah, shout out to Ralphie. Thank you all.
Shout out to Ralphie, man.
For showing the love. I really, truly appreciate it. And man, let's see. We got 4 days. I'm optimistic. I know we can get to that 50 mark. I see it in my eyes. I can envision. I can taste it. I can taste it. So love the Ritz. Ritz. These pretzels are making me thirsty. Man. So let's make it happen. Let's have fun with it. Again, this is dope, man. Gorf is dope. I love this character. I hope you do too. And thank you for watching tonight. Thank you for our guest. Thank you for everybody in the audience. And
you actually just got a backer right now. So awesome.
I did.
46. Yeah, you got somebody. You got somebody to pledge. So thank you so much to whoever just pledged.
Oh, I just saw it. Oh, nice. Thank you. Nice.
No, right? Is there?
Yeah. It just changed. My computer's so
slow. I was
slow.
like, yo, am I bugging?
My computer is slow. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That's awesome. Wow, we're 4 away, bro.
Let's
four
go.
away.
4 away, baby.
4 away. So far away.
Nice. I love when the counter goes up, like when the numbers start changing. That shit is dope.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
Good stuff.
dope. So yeah, thank you so much for backing. I truly appreciate you. And yeah, man. So we're 4 away from unlocking that free sketchbook, bro. The Art of Cosmic Wars sketchbook. And yeah, so I know we can do it. I told you I can taste it, George. I feel it. I feel it in my bones.
Feel it.
Can you feel it?
Don't do the
Can you
tasting sound
feel
anymore.
it?
That's creepy.
Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Who sings that song?
I don't know.
Jackson 5, bro.
Jackson 5, you old bastard. All right, well, listen, it's getting late. It's getting late.
Oh,
It's getting late,
that's
dog.
ageism, bro. That's ageism. Wow.
This kid's sick. You feel it? Stop, Lou. Oh, man. It's getting late. It's getting late. It's what happens. George gets me when it's late. You know what I mean?
Well, you stopped me. I was giving my sermon, and then you're like, yo, you got a pledge. I was like, what? You lied.
Yo, I got excited. I got excited. I saw the number. I was like, wait a minute. That number just went up.
I know.
So
It's like,
huge shout out.
what? That's pretty dope. That was pretty
Awesome,
dope.
brother. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
You made it happen. You made it happen with
That
the
didn't happen. I said, Hakuna Matata. Anyway, so
no worries, brother. No,
No
worries. No worries. No worries.
It's
Yo,
a
who do we have next week?
problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. I love that. I love that movie.
It's a
Let me see
great
who
movie.
we have on
Great
next
movie.
week.
Great movie, bro.
Yes, who do we have on that next week? Let's see.
Did you ever watch the Broadway show, The Lion King on Broadway?
No, you did.
I did.
Was it the same?
No, the movie's better.
The movie's better?
The show's cool. Show's cool as hell. But the movie I think is better.
Ah,
Yeah, the cartoon's better. Then the cartoon, not the live action, because that live action junk was junk too.
we have Gary Hodges next week.
Gary Hodges. All right,
Yeah.
Gary.
Yeah.
Bring it on, baby.
Yes. Wasn't he on
Bring
the
it.
show before?
I don't know. I don't remember Gary.
All right, we'll see. So I believe he was. I gotta look it up.
Okay.
But yeah, so next week we got Gary Hodges. Hopefully next Tuesday we're doing more raffles. If we
Mhm.
get to 60 backers, what? What?
It can happen. It can happen.
happen.
It's the last week. You know, usually things start going crazy on the last week. So
Yeah, I mean, based on the dashboard, there's about 45 people who have signed up who have not pulled the trigger right now.
Pull that
So
trigger. Pull
they
it.
just
Pull it.
I know that son of a biscuit eater. So yes, based on this number, there is 42 people that still haven't pulled the trigger. So hopefully 20 of the 40 show up.
I was gonna say if 20 of them pull the
Yeah,
trigger,
man, that'll be fantastically fantastic.
it'll be fantastic.
Yeah, man. So yes, hit that like button, subscribe, tell a friend. And again, if you're an independent comic book creator, if you're an independent creator in any medium, whether it's film, animation, whether you're a sculptor, a musician, the link is in our YouTube channel. It's also on dutiesworld.com or any of my on Catch the Craze anywhere. You don't have to ask to be invited on the show. It's an open invite to all creators. So just hit that link, find an empty spot, book it, and that's it. And just follow the instructions and make sure we know who you are and what you do, so that way we can talk about you. So again, you don't have to ask. You don't have to keep sending me messages. Just click that link. We're not those guys. We're not going to give you any homework or any of that stuff. Just come on and let's just talk. It's like we're at a bar, we're hanging out, and we're just going to chop it up. George's going to have his ginger ale or his milk and peanut butter, and I'll have an old fashioned, and we'll just talk.
Old fashioned. Sam, don't do that, bro. You're going to fall asleep. Stop.
I know. So with that said, I am Sam, the crazy man, Vera.
Towards the Juma Medina.
And we are. It's just easy. It's not. No, I was talking about my friend Acquisa, man. Say my name, say my name. Right? This is what you were thinking? Oh, my. He described me. He said, I'm the
What? Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.